back again to discuss all things DStv Premiership and of course MTN8's Banele. Gavin Hunt, what a start he's had. So Kaizer Chiefs obviously been hit with the transfer ban. Couple of 3-0 defeats. 3 the magic number. What's happening there?
Yeah, look, I mean, I said it before, it's not the start Gavin Hunt would have wanted. I mean, he just got into a team that lost the league on the last day after leading throughout the whole season. Confidence was down. You can't sign any players to top that out. You don't have Unukovic, Umatoho, who are arguably, I mean, the spine of the team last season. So, yeah, and a player like Umsani Zuma, who brought a little bit of spark when the chips were down last season. So you've missed 3 key players. So Castro hasn't been 100% fit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you start off with Mamelodi Sundowns, Maritzburg United, and Orlando Pirates. I mean, those are the teams that always give Kaizer Chiefs problems. But yeah, you're not going to play Sundowns and Pirates every week. So yeah, you do going to get those cheaper United ones where you're going to look good again. So yeah, but yeah, it's not the start time you would have wanted, but it's experience for the younger players.
Will that be something we can expect almost now with Kaizer Chiefs? Obviously, Gavin Hunt with his hands tied behind his back. We've spoke about it for weeks now. Is that something we can expect in some of the big games? I mean, Chiefs, Pirates, they look like Pirates and Sundowns, they look like they're having fun with Chiefs.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think when those 2 big games come, Chiefs would have players like Abo Nukovic back, players like Abo Umsani Zuma and Umatoho, who would then will be like new signings for Gavin Hunt because he hasn't had a chance to use them. I'm not saying Chiefs will win those games, but it will be a lot more closer than it was. I mean, those 2 games, they've been very, very easy for Pirates and the Sundowns. But yeah, I think Hunt also, he does get confused a bit. I mean, I think in a game like Pirates, it suits a player like Katsande, who knows how to destroy movements, that Aboloch and Pule are starting there. I mean, you do need that extra hard man who's going to be like tough in that middle of the park if you're playing against a team like the Orlando Pirates.
He said in his press conference that he doesn't really like to study the opponents and do the video analysis that everyone raves on about. You think he should be doing that?
Well, look, he said that thing, it doesn't make you a better coach. He does do it, but he doesn't really believe in things like that.
You think he should now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he should.
It's part of the modern game, sure.
Yeah, and look, Gavin Hunt, he shouldn't be like stubborn and say, this is what I believe in, this is what I do. I mean, for example, he said he doesn't like fullbacks to overlap and all of that. Yeah. Is old school. But if you've got somebody like Frosler, who for me I think is the best right back in the league, then use him to his full ability, where he can go forward and get some those crosses in. I mean, you do need those crosses at the end of the day. So if you're saying he must just stand there, you're just wasting him. That's what I think. So sometimes, as much as you believe so much in your philosophy, but the type of players also, yeah, you must adapt and just let the players do what they do best.
You did speak of team motivation and demoralizing the squad. Obviously, when they lost on the final day last season, you look at Gavin Hunt after defeats, and he just looks like, like almost like the world is against him. It looks like he's out of touch with the world. You think that's something that will obviously have an effect on the players? I mean, in order for them to bounce back. If you look at the coach for motivation and he looks down and out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it doesn't help the fact that whenever he loses 3-0, he'll come out and say, this team is miles away from being where I want it to be, As much as that's true, but it's not something you'd want to say. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got Upeliat, you've got Umanyama, and these are the same players who almost won the league last season.
Also protect your players.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can't just come and say things like that. And yeah, you must give players a reason to fight for you and die for you when they get into the field of play. Don't just throw them under the bus. And he should be the one that's being able to motivate and all of that.
You did speak of Nukovic, and when he comes back, obviously some of the Egyptian clubs in Northern Africa in particular, they've been headhunting of late. Nukovic, one of the targets, Gaston Sirino as well. What do you think should happen there?
Yeah, look, it's no surprise. I mean, players like Nukovic have came and added value in the PSL. Sirino, I mean, since day one when he first came in, he's never put a foot wrong, so we know what he's capable of. And some fans have even called him to play for Bafana, which is the national team, and we understand why is that. So yeah, you can understand the interest from Al Ahly, and you look at Sirino, he is the type of player that can play for a team like that.
I suppose Pitso Mosimane wants that reunion.
Yeah, exactly. And he also fits into the system. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched much of Al Ahly, but whenever I watch them, they look like
they're very fast,
like a very quick team, like what Sirino does. So yeah, I think he'd fit in well there.
And lastly, we spoke about Pitso Mosimane and other coaches in particular. Joseph Sandpower obviously had to leave the Orlando Pirates post after the Soweto derby. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and I mean, people have come in and say he resigned and all of that, which is absolutely false. I mean, that's not correct. According to German rumors, his son had an accident. His 24-year-old son. So, yeah, all the best to him, speedy recovery. But as for this game on Sunday, I think Ufadlu Davids will be at the helm. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a huge difference. I mean, in a game like this, you do need the coach, and we saw, especially after getting it right in the first leg, you know. But yeah, I still don't think it'll be enough for Kaizer Chiefs to overturn things around. They need more than a coach leaving.
How would you actually approach it? Because it's something I've asked quite a lot of people. You 3-0 down, you go out and play your big guns and perhaps risk losing points in the next league fixture, or do you just perhaps almost like give it a free hit and say, you know what, we're out of the competition, face the reality and play some of the youngsters and perhaps turn your attentions to the next league fixture?
Look, I mean, as much as people can say Kaizer Chiefs, it's a dead rubber, this game, but you can't approach it in a manner that it's going to cause another 3-0. I mean, you don't need that negativity. Even if the Chiefs go into that game, you win 1-0, it's still positive for Gavin Hunt to take on into the next game. So you can't say, let's go all out and now start losing points in the league because of this game, you know. So, yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22 situation. But for me, I'd say center play Ukatsande with Umanyama and Upakasa, a little bit of more physical people and strong people against you, Mutsuarez, your Makaringas, because we saw as good as Unobo and Duplom are, but they were kind of like bullied against your Makaringas. So yeah, but maybe in the league game when these boys have gotten enough experience, have gotten to mature more, then maybe you can start playing them against these very good Orlando Pirates midfield. But for now, I think maybe try Ukatsande and see what he does against you Makaringas.
Lastly, who's joining Pirates in the final, SuperSport United or Bloem Celtic?
It's a tough one. I think advantage Celtic, the fact that they don't need to score a goal in order for them to advance, then I say advantage.
That looks
Celtic.
to be going against what they believe in, because they just love to attack teams.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, they'll definitely score a goal in the final. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how SuperSports responds. But yeah, I'm saying advantage Celtic.
Bloem Celtic and Pirates in the final?
Definitely.
Well, that's what Banele and I think. Don't forget to leave your comments down below and hit that subscribe button. Until next week, cheers.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Best branch or news agent.